Good day mga katambayanan! Welcome sa panibagong episode natin sa Life Matters. I'm Cloyd and he's Jasper, ang iyong kantabayanan sa araw na ito.
Yes, magandang araw din sa iyo, Cloyd. No? At mas maganda pa ang araw natin dahil dito sa Life Matters, we'll talk about leadership, integrity, faith, and excellence.
Yun, totoo naman. No? So, bago ang lahat, Jasper, ang ganda ng suot mo. No?
Same to you.
Same to you.
Same to you, brother.
Yes. No, pinagandaan natin kasi special talaga yung araw na to. No? So,
Yes.
Kamusta ka naman, Brother Jasper?
Ay, thank you, pre, sa pagtatanong. Sobrang okay. Sobrang okay. At dahil marami tayong natutunan last episode, sobrang okay talaga.
So, kung marami tayong natutunan, ano ba yung mga natutunan natin last
Actually,
episode, brother?
Mga 10 atay natutunan ko, no?
Wow.
Pero sabi ko lang isa, dami, di ba? Sabi sa'yo, dami. Siguro isa na lang, no? Actually, yung last na topic natin is friendship versus pandemic. Wherein si Sir Jet, no, inimbitay natin as our guest. And ang highlight or ang insight ko talaga doon nakuha is, even though pandemic, we can still have that connection na parang face-to-face ang mga friends natin. So, keep that connection coming sa mga friends natin. No? Kahit ano pa yan, kahit na mapa-video call pa yan, yan ang effect sa atin ng ating friendship even though may pandemic.
Totoo, no? Ang ganda-ganda ng last topic natin. Medyo napahaba nga yung kwentuhan natin. No? So, yung last episode natin, we talk about friendship and versus pandemic. No? So, ngayon, we will continue our series about FUNdemic pa rin. And ano sa tingin mo itong pag-uusapan natin today, Brother Jasper? May clue ka na ba?
Pre, bulong-bulungan na naman, no? Pero bago tayo magbulong-bulungan, okay, mag-aala Kuya Kim muna ako kasi may trivia ako para sa'yo. Galing din sa mga bulong-bulungan na narinig ko yung trivia na to. Okay, no? So, bulong-bulungan na naman yan, no? So, gusto ko yan, ha? Gusto ko yung bulong-bulungan na yan. So, Kuya Kim Atienza, ano pala yan? Anong bulong-bulungan na yan? Ayan, ito. Naalala mo pa nung first episode natin, di ba? May mga researchers tayo ng first episode. Ito na naman, mga katambay na nating researcher. Dumali na naman sa mga research nila, no? Ang galing talaga ng research team natin, eh. Ang galing ng research team natin. Pero ito, nasabi daw, according to Biomed Central. Oh, malupit. Alam mo yung word, mahaba, Biomed Central. Sabi doon, the COVID-19 pandemic has uniquely affected children and families by disrupting routines, changing relationships and roles, and altering usual childcare, school, and recreational activities. English yun. Mahaba yun. Legit yan, na-research natin yan.
Wow! Ang galing-galing mo. Naiiyak ako, sobrang ang dami ko nakuha doon. Ha? So, may research team ka na pala ngayon. I'm very proud of you. Pangatlong episode pala, may research team ka na. Pero, Brother Jasper, totoo yan. Ha? Sobrang daming nagbago sa roles in our family, no, as pandemic starts.
Yes, kaya ganda talagang pag-usapan ngayon natin to sa Life Matters. No? Topic natin ay family versus pandemic naman.
Wow! So, yun nga. Ngayon nag-invite tayo ng mga malulupit na guest, ha. So, ang maano ko dito sa guest natin, isa siya sa mga hinahangaan ko talaga how to handle their family, no? Isang modelo. Napakaganda, no? Si Ate Ann and Inigo. Ayan, si Inigo ang kanyang.
Hi po.
Hello po.
Hello.
Ayun. So, Miss Ann, before we start, no, kamustahin po muna namin kayo. Kamusta naman ang family nyo during this pandemic?
Hello. We are okay. Actually, we're doing good. We're doing better. We have adjusted. Although, of course, I can't really say na we're not excited to go back to normal, but we're loving it. Whatever we have right now, we're loving it. Yep.
Grabe, no? So, unang tanong pa lang parang taos na sa puso ko na.
Parang easy.
Hindi naman siguro gagawing maalaala mo kaya. Dapat nagsabi kayo para nakahanda man lang ako ng tissue or something. No? But anyway, ikaw naman, Inigo, give one word to describe your family and why. Yan.
Siguro akin, describe ko our family in one word. It would be the word unique. Siguro akin. Kasi hindi lang sa dahil na syempre naman, given naman yung no family is like another. Sa akin siguro masasabi kong unique kasi grabe, masasabi ko talagang unique gumalaw si Lord sa buhay namin. Simula dati pa lang talaga. sobrang unique, hindi mo aasahang, out of the blue talaga.
Yeah.
Yun
Nice.
sa
Yun, oo nga. So, as we can see, di ba? Tama ko yung research natin, no? Tama yung
Totoo.
research team namin. Legit talaga yung research team ko, no? Na madami talagang nagbago sa season ng family. Even though, lalo na this pandemic. Kaya, may meme ako dito. Ito, lalabas yung meme. 1, 2, 3. Labas. Oh, sakto.
Uy!
Ang galing ko, di ba? Yan, kagaya ng meme na to, no? Ayan. So, Ate Ann, Inigo, anong masasabi nyo sa meme na to? I think, makakonect tayo dito sa meme na to, di ba?
Okay, so the meme is when you leave your family to go, I can't read it to go
And
get,
supplies.
to go and get supplies, they never get it right.
Gets.
Oh.
They never get it right, no?
Yeah, they never get it right. No matter how you train, they never get it right. Diba? Kasi nag-iba yung role Before, I used to be the one to do the groceries. Ngayon, dahil hindi ako ang alay, si Pastor Alvin or kaya sa mga nearby si Inigo, I had to have them go through rigorous training. Pero they still never get it right.
So ikaw, Inigo, ano bang tingin mo dito sa meme na to? Totoo ba yan? No? So dito, sinabi, bumaliktad talaga ang mundo ngayong pandemya. Imagine, yung nanay ko na ang nagpapaalam sa akin kung pwede siya pumunta ng SM. Siyempre, hindi ko pinayagan. Nagkabaliktad na.
Ako masasabi ko lang siguro, how the tables have turned. Yun lang yung comment ko dun kasi like, kasi hindi lang kasi kaming yung mga teens na mahilig lumabas ngayon kasi pati din yung mga nanay, pati yung mga tatay na bored na rin. Kaya minsan gumagawa ng excuse pa yan, magsasabi, bibili lang ako sa grocery, bibili lang ako ng ganito sa department store. Tapos pag
Para lang makalabas.
Tapos pag uwi yung kuko niya, bagong manicure, yung paa, bagong pedicure.
Wow!
Malupit.
Sobrang strict ba, Ate Ann, maging parent si Joaquin?
Hindi naman.
Medyo maluwag.
Oo. At saka very compliant naman kami in terms of the restrictions. So, wala naman siya masyadong problema. Pare-parehas kaming nabobore sa bahay.
Totoo po. So, alam mo, medyo relate ako dyan kasi kadalasan nagpapaalam sa akin yung mommy ko, no? Pwede ba tayo mag-SM? No, mamimili lang ako. Naku po, baka magalit yung kuya ko dyan. No, baka makita tayo sa CCTV, wala tayo dito. Mapagalitan tayo pare-parehas. So, alam mo yun, dahil ikaw yung alay sa labas,
Yes.
True.
so sila yung talaga nagsasabi sa inyo. No? So, wag muna, tiis-tiis muna for our second dose na dumating or something.
Yes.
Diba? Ganun.
Ako
Totoo.
din bro, lalo na sa first meme kanina, no, relate na rin ako dyan kasi ako yung alay. Ako naman yung alay. No? Ako naman yung alay nung nag-pandemic kaya bago sa akin magreklamo, yung mga nagpapabili, make sure na sa listahan clear kung ano yung pinapabili para makuha ng tama, no. So, pag di clear yung nilagay nyo, ay sorry na lang, hindi ko mali yung nabili ko kasi di clear yung nilagay nyo sa listahan. No? Pero galing, no, changing roles talaga yung nangyari ng pandemic. Ang daming mga changes talaga na nangyari, di ba?
Exactly. Sobrang totoo yung mga memes na yan. No? Anyway, ito yung gusto kong itanong kay Ate Ann at Inigo. No? Since quarantine starts, lalo na pag ECQ na bawal talaga lumabas, no? Yun nga, yung bawal lumabas.
Wait, wag ka muna.
Yes.
Easy lang.
Sorry, mukhang mapapakimcho na naman ako pero diba? So, diba? Pero going back, no? So since bawal nga talaga lumabas, Jasper, kapag nasa loob po kayo ng bahay, usually saan po kayo nagbaband, Ate Ann? At ano po yung bonding time nyo as a family?
Well, ang bonding time talaga namin, me and my kids, we bond over food. So dahil nga hindi na like my daughter Gwen, she's 14 now. Ever since nagkaroon ng pandemic, hindi na sila nakakalabas to eat out, right? So whatever she wants to eat na she misses, instead of going out, she makes it instead. So natuto talagang magluto. So yan, gusto niya ng chicken wings. nag-research siya how to make the chicken wings. Yun din, sa mga Japanese, ganyan-ganyan. So, yun yung naging bonding namin. We love to bond over food. Si Pastor, yan, kami, lahat kami, we bond over food, yan.
Kaya para
Yes.
tayo mataba.
Ayan, correct.
Yes, kaya actually connect din ako dyan, no? Kami din sa family namin, food din ngayon kami. Food.
Mm-mm.
Kaya yung binibili ko sa Lazada ngayon, pangluto, titong-tito na talaga eh. Kasi mga pang-baking, yung oven, nakabili ng microwave oven. So lahat talaga, no, we have a ways to find a bonding experience sa family natin, di ba? Lalo na ngayong pandemic. Pero ito, gusto ko tong itanong kay Inigo. So minsan ba, hindi natin kasi talaga maiwasan na magkaroon ng communication barrier as a family. Na-experience mo ba yon, Inigo?
Yes po.
Yes.
Frequent, often kasi like, nga kasi hindi lang siya sa hindi lang siya dahil sa, hindi ako masyadong close sa family ko kasi nga, given, kasi society yun kasi sabi nila, porket matanda ka na, hindi ka na dapat ganito ka-close sa parents mo, dapat natututo ka ng mag-drift away sa bonding. Ako nun siguro ang naging communication barrier ko is yung time management nila and yung siguro yung time na lang din talaga kasi minsan si daddy kapag gusto ko mag-bike, pag gusto ko siya makasama mag-bike, sabihin natin kahit sa malapit lang sa Vermosa, dyan lang sa paikot lang kami ng Nomo, minsan meron siyang meeting, minsan meron siyang asikasuhin, preaching, ganun. Pag si mami naman gusto ko siyang, kasi ang bonding namin ni mami is meeting kami ng mga videos ng house na nangangarap kami like sa house, ganun. And minsan nga si mami, minsan sa work niya, imbis na on time siya, medyo nagiging maaga siya, hapon na mapaaga, kaya hindi ko siya masyadong nakakausap. Yun yung pinaka na-experience ko na communication barrier, yung time management. Yun lang yung experience ko talaga.
Yes, no?
Tama.
Kayo Ate Ann, how do you respond to the problem of communication barrier inside your family po?
This pandemic kasi is really tricky, no? So when you're spending a lot of time at home, kasi diba usually our world we always go out, diba? You go out to work and then you come home and then you go out to do groceries. You're always out all the time. So now that you're at home all the time, parang your mind is getting tricked na you have a lot of time. So parang ang dami mo ngayon ginagawa on top of what you normally do. So like what Inigo is saying, diba? We are working a certain time, but because we are at home, parang mas naaano kang mag-work more because nandito lang naman ako sa bahay, I can extend and I can work more. So I guess that's one of the reasons, that's what he's saying, na we pack on a lot of things in our schedule because we are just home and we feel na that's how we want to be more productive. Pero to your question, how do we address or how do we overcome these communication barriers? We just really have to be very intentional. Kasi diba, one of the communication barriers also that I noticed was the gadgets, the use of the gadgets. So hindi lang sa kids, hindi lang kay Inigo, hindi lang sa mga bata, even for us, diba, you find yourself mindlessly scrolling on social media for hours and then diba, it replaces sleep, so things like that. So my thing is for us to be I guess a tip that I noticed and that I found and I tried to be effective for my family is, number one, be aware. Be aware of how much time you're using elsewhere, di ba? Parang ano ba yung nagiging communication barrier mo? Be aware of that. Kasi di ba, name what the problem is. And those are the gadgets or those are the social media things. And then number two, you have to really be intentional. So, kailangan talaga natin mag-block off ng time to spend with the family. Otherwise, time just passes you by.
Yep.
Yeah.
True. Yes po, no. Talagang it's a reminder for us. Tama po yun. Agree ako sa sinabi ni Ate Ann talaga na nasa bahay kasi ngayon, ang dami nating time eh. And sometimes time really slips away. Ang bilis. Ang bilis lang ng oras pag nasa bahay ka. Parang kaagising mo lang, kakain.
Gabi na.
Gabi na. Dinner ulit, kakain ulit. Ang bilis.
June na.
Yes, di ba? June na. parang New Year pa lang ng isang araw, di ba? Ganun kabilis talaga pag nasa bahay, no? And I think it's really a reminder for, of course, for the parents also, no, to really have time. Kasi ito na talaga itong nangyari with the pandemic. may positive side din, which is yun nga, nagkaroon ng spending time yung mga family sa loob ng bahay nila, no? And let's not waste that time, di ba? So we need to have a constant reminder talaga na we need to have to constantly talk to our kids, di ba? Sa mga parents po natin na nakikinig ngayon. Ayan. Pero in that case, no, doon naman tayo sa children's side, no? How do you communicate naman ba for Inigo, no? How do you communicate naman ba in your family in this new norm na medyo naging awkward kasi parang dati, di ba? Hindi naman ganun kahaba yung time na in-expend natin sa family. Ngayon bumaba. So how did you do that, especially to your parents, no, Inigo?
Ako siguro the way I communicated sa family ko noon was, yun nga kasi I'm the person na madaldal talaga. Like, pag nagsimula ako magsalita, hindi mo ako mapipigilan. Lalakas pinalalakas yun. Pag napapaan yung topic, ako, ang ginawa ko this quarantine was, yun, I became more, siguro the word is out of the shell. Kumbaga, kasi post-quarantine bago mag-quarantine, I barely talk to my parents noon. Like, super bihira ko makipag-usap sa kanila ng yung conversation na umaabot ng hours, umaabot ng 1 hour. And in this quarantine, I became more out of my shell. I became more intentional sa pag-iusap sa kanila. Tatanungin ko si daddy kung sabihin natin sa bike, sa sapatos, sa workout, ganun. Pag kay mami naman, I chose, yung about sa houses, about sa gagawin sa bahay, sa kwarto, and yun, during those topics, nag-bring up sila ng more topics which leads to more time in the conversation. Yun nga kasi sa akin, kasi most teens ngayon, they think na dahil tumatanda ka na, dahil nagiging mag-mature ng isip mo, iniisip nila, di ko na kailangan mas lalong mag-spend ng time sa parents ko. Hindi ko na dapat mas gugulang pa ng time pag-iipag-usap sa parents ko kasi tatanda naman sila kasi ganyan naman. And sa akin lang gusto ko nang i-break yung mindset na yun na dapat nga mas lalo mong ina-attack yung ganong time ngayon. Mas lalo mong sinusugod yung mga chances na yun kasi given na nga na tumatanda na sila. Diba? They have less time than us. Kasi tayo we have...
Grabe sa tanda.
Middle.
Ano na lang, aging gracefully. Aging
gracefully, tama.
Ganda nun.
Ayun nga, diba? As they are aging gracefully nga, diba? As we are getting older, they are getting older also. So sa akin lang is, i-break nyo yung mindset na sa mga teens na nanonood ngayon, di ba? I-break niyo yung mindset na dahil we are growing older, we have to spend less time with them. Replace that mindset with the mindset na I should attack every chance na bibigay sa akin ni Lord para mag-spend ng time sa parents ko. Mapa-bike man, mapanood man sa YouTube or Netflix or magluto man kayo or something like that, di ba? Kahit mag-jackstone kayo dyan. As long as you're spending time with your parents, di ba? Go, take the chance, di ba? Take the leap kasi you will never know how long the conversation will go unless you attack the chance.
Yes.
Yun lang, just always remember na as we are getting older, our parents are getting much older. Ayun.
Aging gracefully.
By grace daw yun.
Aging
Ate
gracefully
Ann,
pala.
gracefully. No? Pero Ate Ann, pwede po ba kayo magbigay ng tips sa ating mga parents at sons and daughters, no? Paano mawala yung communication barrier sa family natin? What are your means in connecting to your family members po?
I'm a fan of simple things, no? So it doesn't have to be really grand. So I guess some of the tips that I have is, number one is seize the moment, diba? So this pandemic is a beautiful blessing talaga for me. That's what I've always been thinking. So I know that the entire world is suffering, diba? So marami tayong nagkasakit. We got infected as well.
Yes.
But if you think about it, yung huminto yung mundo and have everyone stay at home does not happen every lifetime.
Yeah.
Diba? I mean, I never imagined that it could happen na I will be working at home, daddy will be working at home, they will be at school, doing school at home, and we will all be home. So parang I never realized na pwede pala yun mangyari. Diba? So, seize the moment. I mean, it doesn't happen every lifetime. So, this is our reality now. Seize the moment. Second is be present. Diba? Be present. I know you have a lot of plans. You want to travel someday. You want to go back to the office. You want to do things like this when everything goes back to normal. But that's in the future. Diba? Sabi nga nila, diba? Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not a promise. Right?
True.
So today is the only thing that we have. So be present in the moment. Enjoy those moments. Nagkakape kami ng mga bata. Mahilig kasi ako makipagkwentuhan, quality time yung love language ko. So pag kumain kami, dahil nga nagluto ng masarap si Gwen, kakain kami, magkukwentuhan kami about nothing, about nonsense in the dinner table. We'll just talk about anything. We'll have coffee. That's a precious moment for us na hindi ko inakalang, alam mo yun, ma-experience ko with my teenagers, diba? And then third, be intentional. Diba? We are all given 24 hours a day. Diba? It's up to you to decide how you want to spend it. Kasi like words and like money, when you spend it, it's gone. Right? So today is the 22nd of June, or I don't know, let's say for example, today is the 22nd of June. Next year na ulit, magiging 22nd of June. So be intentional. It doesn't come again. Diba? The time is so precious. Diba? Tomorrow, baka mamaya bumalik na tayo lahat sa normal. That's great. But that it's going to steal time away from your family. Right? And then also realize the fact that, sabi nga ni Inigo, we are growing and we are aging. So no matter what you choose to do, time will pass us by. Right? So, and we don't have time all the time. So, since you have it now and they are there and they are kids and that you are together, cherish the moment. So, hindi siya madali. Those advices are very simple, but those are not easy, right? So we really have to take extra effort on our end to do that. So yon.
Nice. Ayun, no? So, ang ganda po nung sinabi ni ate, lalo na yung seize the moment, no? Talagang, you need to really seize the moment ngayon sa time na to. Let's seize the moment. It's been a year nung nag-pandemic, nung na-lockdown tayo sa mga families natin, right? So, we really need to seize the moment. Sana po, doong 1 year na yon, lalo na sa mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon, no? Sana po doon sa 1 year na yon, may nangyari sa inyo, sa inyong family, no, na positive, na naging close kayo, much naging closer kayo. And ito yung nakita natin, no, kina Ate Ann at Inigo. Confirm natin, Inigo, have you felt closer ba to your family in this new norm?
Yes po, kasi talagang, yun nga, as I said earlier, before pandemic talaga, I barely hold the conversation for half an hour. Nga, sa akin, masasabi kong yes talaga kasi hindi lang dahil sa nakulong kami sa isang bahay, hindi lang dahil sa we are limited of what we can do. Siguro, yun lang din. I took the chance na kasi I began to realize ng pandemic, malapit na ako mag-legal age. Malapit na akong, malapit na akong sinasabi nila, pwede ka nang makulong, ganun. Diba?
I rebuke you.
Malapit na ako sabihan ng gano'n. Di ba sinasabi ng gano'n? Sabi kong, yes, of course. Kasi, not just because I took the chance, but because I became intentional. Kasi I wanted to really, kahit man lang yung, I have the chance to know something new about my parents na hindi ko alam dati. Di ba? Kasi, as we grow old nga, 'di ba? There are times na may mga terms na sinasabi ng parents natin nung younger, din tayo maintindihan, pero ngayon we understand it more, 'di ba? And sa akin lang, I took it into consideration na yun nga, understand those terms, level with them sa mga conversation, 'di ba? Just keep the conversation going kasi you'll never know na nabitin yung conversation, hindi ko masyadong na-explain tong gantong bagay, hindi ko masyadong naintindihan. When the time comes na, pag wala na yung parents natin, we will never get that chance again. So,
ako din, I wanna add one more pala, serve your family.
Yeah.
Diba? So, in every way, parang serve your family. And I've seen that happen in the dynamic of the family. So like I shared, diba, Gwen is doing the cooking. Inigo makes me coffee before I start my work at 9.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm
Advice
also
na
very
naman.
much into, I'm very much into minimalism, binabalasa ko yung bahay, nagde-declutter ako, and he is there to help me pursue my passion, di ba? Tapos ganun din, ako naman, they want to do something, they want to, go do bike, naghahanap kami ng means para alam mo yung mabigay sa kanila yon. We watch the same series. So we have a
Friends.
favorite series, it's Friends. We've been watching, Alvin and I watch that ever since on repeat. Ngayon,
On
pati sila,
repeat.
very hooked na sila
Pinalakihan ko.
ngayon sa Friends. So, yeah. So, serve your family. So, that's very important.
Galing, no? Sige, brother, may ano ka pa ba?
Ay,
Idadagdag?
sa kanya. Sa kanya lang, ano ko na lang din. Tapos ko lang yung question with that. Ngayon nga, for you to be able to get closer to your family, no one is gonna do that for you. Diba? Always put it in your mind na nothing will happen unless you take action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diba? Kaya kung gusto mo maka-close yung papa mo, yung mami mo, go, do it. Kasi hindi yung friends mo sa'yo, hindi yung games, hindi yung screen ng laptop mo, hindi yung screen
Yes.
na phone mo, kundi ikaw. Ikaw yung gagawa ng paraan para maka-close mo yung parents mo. Ayun lang.
Yeah.
Grabe, no? Isa na lang masasabi kita, and I thank you.
Ang Miss Universe yung tanong.
Miss Universe yung tanungan mo, Sir Jasper, no? Ibang klase.
Yun talaga.
Ang sagot ni Inigo, at ni Ate Ann, pang Miss Universe, saktong-sakto. Pero ito, Ate Ann, paano sa tingin nyo po na paano mas malalapit yung mga anak ninyo ngayong pandemic sa inyo?
I guess it's just the same things, I always and I wanted to share this with you because this is one of my most favorite verses. It's in Luke 6 verse 37 to 38. So it says, "Do not judge and you will not be judged. Do not condemn and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured onto your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." So what does it tell me? If I want to be close to my kids, if I want my kids to spend time with me, I have to give time. If I want my kids to respect me, I have to respect them. If I want them to love me, I have to love them. If I want them to serve me, I have to serve them. Whatever it is that I'm expecting, I have to be giving it. So this pandemic, I think that's what I really learned, diba? Para maging close ako sa kanila kasi iba yung season nila ngayon eh. Teenagers na sila. When you become parents, the both of you, no one is really an expert on being parents, diba? So talagang kahit na mag-attend ka ng maraming seminars, the experience is always going to be firsthand. But we go back to the teachings of the Bible na what is God asking us to do? So for me, para maging close kami, we do things a lot together. We clean together, we eat together, we pray together. Alam mo yun, we go through storms together. Yun din kasi yung vision ni Daddy. Sabi ni Daddy, ang pamilya natin will always serve the Lord no matter what. And we will always do it together. So, it's not because he's serving, he's the only one serving. We will all do it together. And we will, be intentional in spending time and, knowing each other. Kasi Inigo is turning 17 soon. Very different from how he is 5 years ago. Iba na yung mga trip nila, iba na yung mga, iba na yung mga mindset nila. And you will find beauty in surprises na, wow, ganito na pala silang mag-isip ngayon. Diba? Ganito na yung sense of responsibility. So, for you to really have a closer relationship to your kids, just spend time. Spend time with them. Not just the quantity time, yung dahil magkasama kayo, locked together kayo, watching TV beside each other, that's not enough. You have to spend quality time. Talk to each other. Diba? Do things together that makes that's fun for both of you. So, yeah. That's my 2 cents.
Galing, ganda, super inspiring, no? Talagang parang you get what you give. Ganun, no? Parang naging ganun yung setup. Yes, you get what you give. And parang ganda, parang advice na rin po yun, no? Sa ating mga parents and children and how they would rekindle relationship sa family, lalo na ngayong pandemic. Pero talk for Enigo naman, no? You talked about kanina yung that we need to seize the moment nga, that is the time, right? That kahit tayo mismo, no, the children, the daughters and the boys, no, sila yung mismong gagawa ng paraan para ma-close sila sa parents sila. So in your case, what is the extra mile or what extra mile you have done to your family during this pandemic para ma-meet yung needs nila, yun nga, as they grow old gracefully, sabi nga natin kanina.
Yes, no? Grabe na naman yung tanungan mo, ha? Pang Miss Universe.
Hindi ko rin alam pare.
Ang taas
So,
ng
ayan.
level.
Ako siguro, ang answer ko sa na yun is, the extra mile I took was, yun nga, stepping out of my comfort zone talaga. Kasi ako, I would consider myself an ambivert kasi, pero I'm more of an introvert kind of person. Ayun nga, yung gym noon, I didn't really got into gym dati. Pero yun nga, since my dad, yun nga, I wanted to get into fitness. Ako naman kasi, I get fit kahit sa bahay lang kasi I do push-ups, calisthenics lang, ganun. Pero, naisip ko din na it's a chance for me to spend time with my dad kahit na pawis kami, kahit na yung pawis namin nalalasahan na namin sa sobrang alat. Diba? Ayan, I took that extra mile. I took yung pagta-take time sa studies ko kasi doon may condition kami na ng daddy ko sa studies ko bago ako mag-gym. Kasi ang gym ko noon is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So ang condition namin ng dad ko noon was I need to finish my goals. If I don't finish my goals, hindi ako makaka-gym. If I finish my goals, din ako makaka-gym. And ako, I really work hard. I really work my back off noon talaga. Kasi I do 3 modules. I do 1 module subject per week. Yung talagang niratrat ko talaga yung module talaga. And I could say na it was worth it. Kasi I got to know kung saan hirap yung dad ko. I got to know kung saan siya mas superior sa hindi lang sa physical eh. Kasi as we work our physical body, syempre tinuruan niya rin ako ng mental strength and yung ganun, di ba? So mom ko naman, I took the extra mile on yun nga, getting into decorating or minimalism. Kasi ako kasi, ayun nga, fun fact about me is, I am a sentimental person. Like, mahilig ako mag-keep ng mga small bagay. Kahit yung mga diba? Kahit yung mga wrapper, kahit yung mga basag na plastic.
Yeah.
Basta if I see value in that, if I see memory in that will remind me of a time that I want to remember, I will keep it. And yun nga, nung naisip ko noon sa mami ko, sabi niya, uy, gawin mo na ito, ang kalat-kalat ng kwarto mo, para ng konti na lang, pwede ka na magsiga dyan sa loob. Diba?
I remember my mom.
Naisip ko din, ba't di ko i-take yung extra mile na yan kasi may kilala ko yung mami ko dito. And benefit ko na din kasi, malinis ko yung kwarto ko.
Yeah.
Pero, yun nga, in that time, nas tinake ko yun into getting into minimalism, getting into fixing my room.
Yeah.
Hindi ko lang sa room nakita ko yung improvement. Kasi relationship ko na rin sa mom ko. I got to know kung ano yung past niya. I got to know kung ano yung mga prefers niya pagdating sa bahay, kung ano yung prefer niya sa ganito, kung saan na rin siya hirap sa work, ganon. Kasi once you engage in one topic, there will come more topics that you can engage in. Kasi parang kasi yung chain reaction eh. Kasi di ba parang ang chain reaction? Di ba ang chain reaction is if you put one chemical with one chemical, it will go into many more reactions. Sa atin, kasi sa atin minsan yung nagsa-stop sa atin eh. Sa amin as, di ba, sa mga teens na nanonood, sa mga generation Z, di ba? Di ba kasi minsan we think na you need to come up with a bunch of topics para lang to keep or hold a conversation with your parents or someone. Pero all you need is one. Diba? Mag-isip ka lang kahit nasabihin mo, yan yung pinakawalang kwentong topic. Basta simulan mo yan. That will go on for hours. Doon na I have yung pinaka-memorable ko noon. I approached my dad. Tinanong ko siya ang pagkakaalala ko nun is yung form sa push up, Yung pinaka-ridiculous nun kasi mag-push up ako dati talaga flare out yung elbows, like sobrang mali yung form. And then yung sabi ko, ba't ganun? Pag nag-push up ako, mukha akong sumasayaw ng cha-cha, gumagano. Diba? So, yun nga, sa simpleng topic, sa ridiculous topic na yun, I got into more topics, nagkaroon kami ng usap nun tungkol dun sa gugukunin ko sa senior high, kung ano talagang gusto kong gawin, di ba? Ang sa akin lang is, if you see an extra mile, if you see a chance to take that extra mile, di ba, go for it. Go for the chance. Because you never know when you can get that again. Para lang yung job. You never know when you will be offered that position again.
Yeah.
Kasi diba in life, there's only two things to do. It's either you take the chance or you miss it. And all I can say is only one of that comes with regret. Only one of those two choices comes with regret. So yun ako masasabi ko, if you're going to take the extra mile, do it. And ako kung tatanungin mo ako, did I regret taking that extra mile? Absolutely not. Kasi in taking that extra mile, in running that extra lap for my parents, with my parents rather, I got to know them more, I got to know what their past is, and I got to know how they view things. And if it's possible, I got to love them more.
Galing,
Gusto yan.
Dahil dyan, may pang-upgrade ka na ng bike.
Yan. Dahil nalinis na ang kwarto.
Napakaganda na sinabi. Para talagang pinaghandaan niya to na marinig ng mami niya.
Actually, isang notebook to.
Yung prepared pala talaga.
So familiar.
Pero ang ganda rin sinabi ni Inigo, if there is opportunity, grab that opportunity. Kasi nga, pag napalagpas mo yun, wala na tapos na, no? So, bakit hindi mo pa siya i-grab ngayon? Kahit wala man yung kwenta yung usapan na yan. No, minsan nga, pinag-usapan din namin ng mami ko, no, solar system na. No, napupunta naman kami sa pagmamahalan sa bawat isa. Shout out sa nanay ko, I love you.
Hello!
Yes. Yes, ang ganda ng sinabi talaga ni Inigo, no, na parang kasi this pandemic, the world, no, made it possible to reconnect with our family. Parang yung mundo na mismo na nagsabi sa atin, uy, reconnect kayo ng family nyo, ikukulong kayo, i-quarantine kayo.
That's
diba?
true.
Parang that's the opportunity na yun. Sinasabi ni Inigo, yun yung opportunity na yun And we need to grab that opportunity, di ba? Kaya kami din sa family namin, kasi ako din working, laging gabi umuwi. Minsan nga siya sabihan na ako ng nanay ko, dorm na lang ba tong bahay na? Kasi gabi, ligo, di ba? Ganun na lang nung normal, nung face-to-face. Pero nung nag-pandemic, quarantine, sarado, tightly close kay lahat, no? Grabe talaga naging close. And ngayon yung mami ko na dating din nanonood ng Korean drama, ang dami na napanood ngayon. Na-influensya na namin ng kapatid ko, no? Every night nanonood ng Korean drama. Natapos siya isang series ng 2-3 gabi, no? Shout out din sa nanay ko, I love you too. Ayan, no? So,
sana
grabe,
meron naman kayo dyan pang-upgrade ng bike.
Grabe talaga.
No? Pero ang ganda, no? So, we just want more to ask this question to Ate Ann and Inigo, no? What did you realize about your relationship with your parents or family before and during the pandemic?
For me, siguro I allowed myself to be very vulnerable to my kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, nandito na kasi sila sa stage ngayon na they were asking us our love story, how we started, ano yung mga mistakes namin in the past. And Alvin and I are very honest and humble in sharing our beginnings na hindi talaga lahat. Kumbaga, we were sharing with them how many mistakes we've made, how many stupid decisions we made, and ang dami naming conversations ngayon na we are telling them the intentions behind our upbringing. So it's not that, I'm just saying no na wag ka mag-boyfriend, wag ka mag-girlfriend. It's not just that. But there we are able to explain now the reason behind. We are able to be vulnerable and say, Kuya, we have made those mistakes in the past and it really came with a high and hefty price and a painful price. So we cannot make decisions for you. It's all up to you, but we want to tell you na this is what happened to us and we don't want that to happen to you too. Diba? Pero now kasi our conversations are, whatever it is that you want to do, you will be the one to bear the consequences. But all we can do is really to tell you and to guide you with how God wants us to raise you, to coach you. Sobrang dami namin coaching. Siguro talagang yung work namin ni Alvin, we are people managers. So nagamit talaga namin yung aming career in the development of our children, 'di ba? We spend a lot of time coaching them, talking about accountability, talking about impact of decisions, and talagang it allowed us this that's why I say that this is a very beautiful moment, because it allowed us to be very vulnerable to them about everything that is in our heart, even the mistakes in the past. So ang naisip ko kasi parang hindi ko yan na-experience before na parang nasabi ng parents ko na nagkamali nga ako dito or nagkamali nga ako dyan. Pero we wanted to change things, diba? So yes, we tried this, diba? Yes, na-experience namin to and we made a mistake in doing that. And we're not ashamed to share it to them because we want them to know how God redeems, diba?
Yes.
How they are very fortunate that they have God in their lives now. Na ang bata pa lang nila may encounter na sila kay God. So, yun, siguro yun yung parang sa akin na parang we allowed this pandemic brought me and Alvin to be very vulnerable to them, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Ako siguro ang pinaka na-realize ko lang is ito sila yung nag-conceive sa akin. So I literally grew up with them, diba? Na-realize ko lang na hindi ko pa talaga fully kilala yung parents ko. Doon ko na-realize na sobrang dami ko palang hindi naiintindihan na sa kanila kung bakit nila ako pinagbabawalan sa ganito, ba't nila ako pinagbabawalan sa ganyan.
Yeah.
Diba? And sabi ko sa sarili ko nung once I realized all of it, sabi ko, grabe, ang dami ko pa palang, diba? Sinasabi ito ng iba, ang dami ko pa palang bigas na kakainin when it comes to knowing my parents, diba? Kasi parents, diba? Parents can show what they want us to see. Diba? Kung gusto nila makita na masaya sila, yun yung ipapakita nila. Pero diba, as people, we are good in hiding things. Diba? You can hide depression, you can hide sadness with a smile. That easily. Diba? Yun nga sa atin sa mga teens na nanonood, sa mga Generation Z na nanonood is, if you feel na hindi mo masyado naiintindihan yung parents mo or you don't understand why they implement this kind of rules or pagkapagabawalan sa ganito, wag ka nila laging pinapagalitan or ganito, diba? It just means na you need to know them more. Diba? You need to take the action into knowing them more. Kasi you never know, diba? Baka someday magkaroon ka ng maling vision dun sa, kaya pinagbawalan ako ni mami mag-girlfriend, mag-boyfriend.
Tama ka talaga mag-boyfriend.
Hindi kasi
sayang ang kabukuhan.
Mga nanonood. Diba?
In general daw, in general.
Baka someday sa mga kaedad ko dito, diba? Baka isipin na lang bigla, pinagbawalan ako ni mami sa ganito, gagawin ko to. Pinagbawalan ako ni mami gumala, tatakas ako ng gantong oras. Pinagbawalan ako ni daddy na mag-girlfriend or mag-boyfriend sa mga ladies dyan, diba? Mag-secret ako. Diba? Kasi, so that is the fruit of misunderstanding. So kung ako sa inyo, diba? If you feel like hindi nyo naintindihan yung parents nyo, ba't nila ginagawa to, diba? Take the time, take the chance, take the leap into understanding them and realizing na ito pala yung reason nila. Kasi, nothing is implemented without a reason, 'di ba?
And without love.
And without love na rin, 'di ba?
Yes.
Kasi sa atin kasi sa generation ko ngayon, 'di ba? Sa Generation Z, some people view rules as something that will hold you back. Something that will deprive you of your, sabihin natin, public image, sabihin natin, fame, ano pa ba, publicity na sarili mo, 'di ba? And hindi ko kayo anuhin. Sometimes we may have different views of rules. Pero we need to understand that rules are there to keep us from going into that dangerous ditch in life. Diba? That ditch, masasabi ko sa inyo na it is full of failure, it is full of sadness, depression, diba? Misunderstanding, confusion, and diba, wala naman sa ating gusto nun. So, if you can't understand your parents, if you can't understand your parents' rules, get to know them more. And in the process of that, you will get to know kung bakit nila ini-implement to, kung bakit nila pinagbawalan sa ganito. Kasi, di ba, it's our parents. Natural, di ba, they love us. More, possibly even more than they love themselves. And following those rules, that's all we have to do. And sometimes, yes, nagkakamali tayo. We're only human. And the proper thing to do is, una, manghingi ng tawad kay Lord, and syempre sa parents mo na rin.
Yes.
Kasi mistakes will always be part of the equation. And if you can't understand why you did that mistake, take the leap.
Galing. No? So thank you Miss Anna and Inigo for wonderful insight.
Yes, thank you po.
Ako talaga natutunan ko today, Brother Jasper, no? Be honest pagdating sa family mo. Kung ano yung nararamdaman mo for them, sabihin mo. Communication.
Yes.
No? Communication sa family mo, from the children to their parents, no? Sabihin mo kung ano yung nag-worry sa iyo or mabigat sa iyo. Ano ba? Mami, ang dami kong hugasin. Baka pwedeng kalahati na lang. Mga ganun. Diba? Communication.
Baso lang.
Diba? Communication. Ang ganda sinabi ni Ate Ann na hindi siya nahihiya, no, sa mga pinagdaanan nila, na sinasabi nila yung totoo para matutunan ng mga bata. Ganon din ng parents ko kasi sa amin. They are saying the truth to all of us. Ito yung ginawa namin, ito yung nangyari. No? So you have a choice kung ano yung kailangan mong gawin. You have a choice na alam mo, kung saan ka pupunta o tutungo. No? So ikaw, Brother Jasper, ano ba yung natutunan for this topic natin?
Dami ulit, Pres. Mga 10.
Grabe.
Nagpas daliri. Nagpas daliri. Pero hindi, for me talaga, nagtatak sa akin is yung sinabi ni Ate Ann, yung seize the moment, be present, and be intentional. Because there's so many lost opportunities, di ba? Kahit nung face-to-face pala, ang daming lost opportunities na we to communicate with our family, no, same parents to the child and child to the parents. Ang daming lost opportunities Pero nung nag-pandemic, yun na yung mismong, yung sabi ko nga kanina, parang yung buong mundo na nagsabi na ito yung opportunity nyo to rekindle your relationship to your family, di ba? And I hope we use that opportunity, no? Yun nga na to seize that moment, no? Kung may mga di naman natin talaga alam kung ano yung mga nangyari in the past or in other families, to kung ano yung situation nila. But it's the opportunity now to rekindle nga or to restructure again, no, yung family nila, na may chance pa, may pag-asa pa in this what happened in the pandemic. Na yung pandemic ngayon hindi lang puro negative, no, na narinig natin sa balita yung effect niya sa family natin, but it has also a positive effect in our family, itong pandemic na nangyari sa atin. So ang galing, ang dami talaga natutunan. Sana yung mga nakikinig din sa atin, nanonood sa atin ngayon, may natutunan in our podcast for today. Ayun.
Totoo, no? Sobrang nakakaantig itong ating episode na ito, no? So talagang kakampi natin ang family natin dito. So any final words po, Miss Ann and Inigo, to our listeners?
Siguro for me, just one thing, live a life of gratitude. Diba? Always find something to thank the Lord for. Diba? So whatever it is that's happening right now, you may not understand, it may not be as good as you would have hoped, but always find something to be thankful for.
Ako siguro you are never too old to get into a conversation with your parents. Kasi sa akin nga, Kasi most na kilala ko ngayon, they are afraid, they are nahihiya dahil matanda na daw sila, hindi daw ba sila nag-engage na conversation na gano'n. Nakikipagkulitan, nakikipagbardagulan sa parents mo, di ba? Sa akin nun, di ba? You're never too old to get to know your parents or show them your love. If yun nga, as long as you're alive, show them the love you want to show them. Diba? Yun lang.
Galing, ganda. Parang ayaw natin tapusin tong episode na to, no? Grabe, ganda ng mga
Tapos na naman ba tayo,
natin. Yes, oo nga, grabe. Super thank you po, no, Ate Ann and Inigo for sharing your thoughts with us in our topic for today, no? Yes, and for sure, meron pang mga magagandang topic for our FUNdemic episode. So stay tuned lang kayo dyan, mga katambayanan. Di ba, Cloyd?
Tama yan, Brother Jasper. No? After hearing an episode about family, Brother Jasper, for our next episode, sasagutin natin ang mga katanungan. How to be okay in the middle of pandemic.
Wow.
And is it okay ba not to be okay sa season natin na ito?
Grabe,
Ganda, no?
parang ano yun parang K-drama yun It's okay not to be okay Pang Miss Universe.
Parang palabas
Pang Miss Universe talaga.
Yes.
Na tanungan, no? Napakaganda mo, ang maganda yung topic natin. Nakaka-excite, di ba?
Yes, nakaka-excite talaga to, Brother Jasper. So, again, see you again, mga katambayanan. No, again, tapos na naman tayo. Parang bitinabitin talaga ako. No, but again, my name is Cloyd.
And this is Jasper. Thank you again and see you again for our next episode of Life Matters. Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Bye po.